Now let's get to selling without selling. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Lago here again with Always Enterprise. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how you can sell without selling. That's right, how to sell without selling. Now, obviously we're in business, and so we know that if you want to be in business, if you want to stay in business, you have to sell, right? Everything comes down to the sales that you make, all right? I don't care if you're seeing your tax preparer or if you're watching Shark Tank. The question is, what do your sales look like, okay? Unless there's sales being made, there's no business, right? I've often said before that no one gets paid until a sale is made. So sales obviously is the $1 million skill. And again, that's what keeps you in business. With that said, however, I also understand that not a lot of people are comfortable with selling. And it's kind of one of those love-hate relationships that they have, because the truth of the matter is, no matter who you're pitching or whoever you're presenting something to, we all get this defensive mechanism, right? That kind of just shows itself when we're being sold. It's kind of natural. And I don't believe that that comes from a place where people actually don't want to be sold. A lot of people will say, you know, people don't want to be sold. I actually don't agree with that 100%. I think a lot of people don't mind being sold. What people do mind, though, is getting taken advantage of, is getting conned and getting scammed, which is ever so prevalent nowadays, especially in the online business. So I kind of understand why people might have an aversion to salesmanship, especially in the online space. With all that said, however, I want to let you know that there's actually some ways that you might have forgotten about or maybe not considered that help you get the job of selling done without actually selling, at least not in the traditional sense. So in this video, let me go ahead and share those with you. I want to give you the top 3 ways that I like to sell without selling. All right, hope you enjoy it. Let's dive right in. Number 1, provide lots of valuable content into the marketplace and do it for free. Okay, provide lots of free, valuable content into the marketplace, all right? And those words are chosen very specifically and very carefully. Your content must be valuable, all right? And one of the best ways to do that, in my mind, is to educate, all right? If you're curious about how to come up with a good content marketing strategy or good content marketing plan, just be sure to look further down this channel. You're gonna find a couple of videos, several in fact, where I've talked about this, but it's ever so important. And the reason for that is because what these content assets will do for you when you're creating valuable content that educates, that builds relationships with your prospects, you essentially are removing the salesmanship out of it. Because what happens is, you will build a know, like, and trust factor, which is ever so prevalent. We all know about that, the KLT, right? The know, like, and trust factor. That's who people do business with. When you provide lots of free, valuable content, that's exactly the same type of thing that you're achieving. On top of that, you are further establishing yourself as an expert, as a leader, as an authority in your marketplace. And so when you switch to pitching your product and trying to sell your product, it's no longer a sell, it's no longer a pitch. It goes from being a pitch into a recommendation, right? And that's the key. And so if you provide lots of good, valuable content that has a lot of good, meaningful information, and people become consumed with it, and they feel more attracted to you as a character because of the information that you're providing, the consistency, your personality that's being shown, especially if you're doing something like video marketing, now all of a sudden there's a trust, there's a credibility piece that exists. And so when you say, hey, go check out my offering at whatever website it is, now it's a recommendation, right? No different than if you're sitting in front of a doctor, all right? The doctor, the heart surgeon, or whomever, they don't have to hard sell you on what's going on, right? Clearly, you're aware of an issue that you might have, and they have the solution for it. Even if it means cutting you open, you're gonna spend thousands and thousands of dollars in order to receive that particular treatment. Again, at their recommendation, all right? So that's a little bit of a crass example, but I think you get the point. Provide lots of free information that is valuable into the marketplace, build your credibility, and that way, when you pitch, it's not a pitch, it's a recommendation, and people will always be willing to follow someone's recommendation as long as they know them, they like them, they trust them, they see their need. Go ahead and provide some content. Number 2, third-party endorsement. Third-party endorsement, all right? This is huge, and this is nothing new. This is a classic example of it's not what you know, but it's whom you know. And in business, that is absolutely true and continues to ring true throughout the years, and it will until further on in the annals of time, all right? You absolutely have to mind who you build relationships with, and to that point, make sure that you're always building relationships with different people in your particular marketplace, in your business. Everyone from your associates to your traffic vendors, other partners, prospects. You never know who's going to take off and whose words might carry weight. Now, it's very easy for you to go ahead and brag on yourself, all right? But my recommendation always is that you don't brag on someone on yourself, but rather have someone do it for you. And that's exactly what a third-party recommendation is, all right? I could say, hey, buy my product, right? Or I could have someone else talk about how great I am and say, by the way, they have this offering, you should definitely check it out. And something like this is incredibly powerful when the person who's endorsing you, who's recommending you, has a little bit of street cred themselves, right? In other words, maybe this is another established leader or an established identified star who's rising right now, another mover and shaker. And I'll leave that to you to determine who that is in your particular marketplace. Just know that if someone is willing to say, hey, check out my boy over here, or check out this person, check out that gal, they're going places, they got big things coming, that looks a whole lot better than if you say, hey, follow me and buy my product, right? So third-party endorsement, absolutely powerful. This is also in line with what's called, influencers, right? Influencer marketing. That's another reason why it's very important to mind who you speak to, how you speak to them, build relationships, because one day someone is going to be able to have an influence. And if they say, check out my friend over here, it could mean, absolute massive amounts of traffic, of revenue to your business, to your bottom line, often at a very, very cheap cost, sometimes even free, again, because someone has already achieved the know, like, and trust factor to their audience. And when they say, hey, check out my friend over here, my goodness, it's amazing what can happen. Number 3, share the thing that sells the thing. Share the thing that sells the thing, all right? Now, that's not just a tongue twister. This is a valid, powerful strategy that I want you to consider and think about if you haven't already. Share the thing that sells the thing. It's very easy for me to go ahead and try to sell someone my individual product, okay? I'm a person who doesn't mind sales, and I've been around for a long time. I have no aversion to it whatsoever. But even I use this particular strategy because of how simple and how deceptively powerful it is. So rather than go ahead and just present your opportunity or present your offering, one thing that you can do is kind of share something that does that work for you. This kind of ties into the first point about content, because that can definitely take place there too. So for instance, in one of your videos, if you're creating a video to provide content into the marketplace and you're doing an education piece, you can simply say in the video, by the way, if you're looking for more information on this particular topic, I have a brand new offering, a brand new product, insert it here, click on the link below, go to this website, whatever you want to do. That absolutely can work there too, right? That content now is the thing that sells your offering without you doing it yourself. You're literally having a piece of content take care of it for you. But it goes far beyond just the content piece, all right? How about if you created your own individual freebie, your own lead magnet of sorts, and promote that, right? And one thing that will do is that'll build your list, right? That'll absolutely garner a huge audience for you, because you're giving a thing of value in return for contact information and the permission to reach out to them. But then also embedded in that personalized lead magnet, all right, is now a link, right, or a redirection to your offering, all right? So there's a lot of different examples about how you can put this into play. The personalized lead magnet is probably my favorite thing, all right? So I've got a web page set up in a couple different places. I actually have a few of them, again, that offer a free piece of expertise. It's a nice piece of content. Often at times it's a personalized lead magnet, like an ebook or maybe a series of videos, whatever you want to come up with. The other thing you can do is also embed some of these offerings maybe in a group. Maybe you're hosting a free group, which is very easy for you to invite people, again, for free. There's a lot of content there. Then there's a resources tab or a recommendations tab. And if people check that out, now all of a sudden you've got a bunch of free traffic to the thing that you're trying to sell, all the while you have never said, buy my stuff. All you're doing, again, is building relationships with people. You're sharing good, powerful things. And as they continue to dive into what you're sharing, they're being sold and they don't mind it, okay? This is very, very powerful. So consider that. And if you're looking for ways that you can go ahead and come up with some great ideas for your personalized lead magnet, let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. All right, there you have it, my friends. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Three very simple but very powerful ways to sell without selling. I wish you luck with it. Let me know how it works for you. Now make sure that you give me a like and a comment, but obviously the most important thing is what? You know what it is. Subscribe. Also hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Lago with Always Enterprise. I'll see you next time. Take care.